Hello, and welcome to the Millie Life. My name is Danielle. I am the owner of the Millie Life and the Millie Life YouTube channel. I am so freaking excited that you guys are here today. If you're new to the channel, I post new motorcycle videos every Thursday and new exercise videos throughout the month. So make sure to click that subscribe button, click that bell so you do not miss out. Today we've got a special guest for you, my wonderful husband, Matt. We are going to be putting on new spark plugs on my Harley Davidson Fat Bob. So let's check it out. Before we get started here, if you want more of the Millie Life, you can follow us over on all the social medias at the Millie Life. All one word, don't put those spaces in there. And then I also have all of my recording gear, all of the equipment that we use today to put on the new spark plugs, all of my riding gear listed in the description below. So if you like what you see, click on one of the links and it'll take you directly to that product page. I don't post anything that I don't use and love. Today we are putting on new spark plug wires. These are Screaming Eagle in orange. Matt actually bought these for his bike about a year, maybe even more ago, and actually decided to go with the red because it matches a lot of different accents on his bike. So we've had these for a long time and have been waiting to put them on. So here we are. We also have new spark plugs to put on the bike. A lot of you may be hesitant to change out your spark plugs just because you have to lift the fuel tank off of the bike, and I want to promise you that it is not as scary as what you think it is to get that thing off. We'll take a look at that today, but this is what we're using: Screaming Eagle spark plug wires and spark plugs, and I'll link those below in the description. This is our spark plug and this is our spark plug gapper. We are going to make sure that these guys are gapped at the correct distance. All right, we want between 0.8 and 0.9. First thing we're gonna do is you're gonna wanna take your seat off.
So the bike up on a stand too.
I like to get it on a stand when I work. So it's sitting straight up and down.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier.
Sure. One of my favorite pieces. Maybe more time consuming, but it is helpful to take off all the extra pieces that are around the gas tank. Like for me, my Karyakin, that's a hard word. My speaker is right there, and yeah, sure, we could get around it, but it's gonna be easier if we just take that off. So take the time, take off the pieces around the gas tank. It will save you time in the long run and hopefully some heartbreak of not scratching your tank. We're gonna be removing this castle nut, and what in the hell is a castle nut was my first thought, and now I know what it is. It looks like a little knight's hat. Or I guess they wear a helmet. And then we're gonna need an Allen wrench to get this guy off. So Matt's got a vice wrench.
Vice grips.
Matt's got vice grips on the castle bolt.
Castle nut.
Castle nut.
You got to learn some way. I had to.
And he's using an Allen wrench attachment there to unscrew it. Now there's one of those, or a set of those down there, and a set of that castle bolt.
You can use a crescent wrench, another ratchet if you want to hold that in place, whatever you want. I just use the vice grips.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we've got one more to do, and that's gonna be right up here. We've put towels over the gauge and parts of the tank that we don't want to get scuffed or hit. So we're gonna use this, what is this called?
9/16 open end wrench.
9/16 open end wrench instead of the vice grip to hold this one, because as you can see, there's not a ton of space in here. Fits nicely on there, and we're gonna hold it up vertically away from the tank. And then Matt's got that same tool loosening this guy up. So we're underneath the tank here. Okay, right in there, that's the fuel pump.
Let's go right there.
That Matt's gonna unclip you want me to hold the tank?
No, I got it low.
Okay.
Okay, fuel pump's out.
Then we're going to start the bike.
Try to.
Try to start the bike and get the rest of the fuel out of the fuel pump.
Good. Bike's off again.
All right.
Trying to push fuel through the line, and after enough, it's, you know what I mean, there's no more fuel left for it to push.
Okay.
So hopefully now when we disconnect the fuel line from the tank, which
Yep.
will be this here,
It smells like gas. Oh.
which will be this here now. And this silver piece will come up.
Okay.
You'll need to slide up and then pull down.
So slide up on the silver, pull down on the black.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's put in some.
Okay.
Cool.
I got a little bit of fuel came out, just a tiny bit.
So we're gonna wipe that off.
Yep, just enough to cover my fingers. Right? But that's where starting the bike after you disconnect the fuel pump tries to push the rest of that out of the line, right? So then you won't have as much of that overflow pop out.
Yeah. We've disconnected the fuel pump. We've disconnected the bolts that hold the tank on. We've disconnected the fuel line. We're gonna do the vent now. So.
Could you hold this up, please? Thank you. Hold on, not too much, not too much.
Okay. There it goes.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright, cool. Alright, let me set her back down. There's gonna be one wire, you can see it, connecting the speedometer.
Okay.
All of your brains right here.
Okay.
That's inside. If we took that blueberry, if we took that off, you'd see all your wires for this,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
if we change handlebars or anything, we'll have to go to there. But so let's take this bolt out.
Okay.
We'll have to kind of lift up again, and one of us will have to like disconnect this.
Okay.
Okay. All right, babe. I'm gonna try to lift. And this is where like I was like, how much fuel do you have? If you have a full, if you have a full tank, like you have 4 gallons in here, like
Yeah.
it's not light, and it makes everything more like
Heavy.
yeah. We have to pop this rubber cap out.
So there's a little white piece in here, like a little pokey thing.
Yeah, here I'll grab something. The pokey thing.
The pokey thing.
The pokey thing.
Okay, so we're gonna. There's a white connector piece here, little tab in the middle, kind of like a snap. Yep. We just used a little pointy thing. And now we're gonna lift the tank.
It's
Matt's
not
got
too
the
bad.
tank up.
Okay. we're
That
gonna go
is
ahead.
so fucking weird. Okay, we just took my gas tank off the bike. So weird. Okay, it's just sitting there over on the towel. Was it super heavy?
No, not too bad, but we only had about 50 miles remaining, right? About half a gallon.
Yeah, so we had like half a gallon in there. It's a 4-gallon tank. You want to get it as close to empty as possible because then it's going to be lighter and easier to handle. So now, spark plugs.
Yep, so this is the distributor, so you're just gonna go ahead.
Mhm.
And you're gonna kind of wiggle and pull up. Okay.
Ooh.
Pop off, yep.
That is a very satisfying
That's
noise.
what I was gonna say, yeah. Good, okay, alright, so we got that part done.
Okay. Oh,
And-
should I take my wedding ring off too?
So now we'll pull our caps off the plugs here, the old plugs.
Okay. Same thing?
Yep, so just kind of a little twist and pull. Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
Now we'll go over to the other side, and these ones are a little trickier, especially this one back here.
Okay, let me move the
Here we
camera.
come to this side, only because you have these brake lines, and these fuel lines. So now you'll just give it a wiggle and a pull.
Cool.
They do make a tool that's like forked, and you can put them in and pull up, but I just muscle it out and kind of pull up. You can get your fingers even under the main cap, and then kind of wiggle and pull.
I take my jacket off.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it
I
feels
was about to
nice.
go buy a space heater. Okay, old one's gone.
So this is a spark plug specific socket, all right? It looks like a regular one, but it has a magnet in it. Where did you get this, Matt?
Just Napa or anywhere.
Any home improvement tool store.
Right.
So I bought this bike used. If you haven't watched my video on my experience buying the bike, go check that out now. But yeah, it was a used bike from out of Illinois. Only had about 2,000 miles on it and was supposedly just a rally bike. But it does have a lot of oxidation and rust on a lot of the hardware. And it doesn't look like the spark plugs were immune from that, so let's check them out. Matt's loosening up the first one right now. Woohoo! Yeah, look at that.
And there is. But that's the old one.
New one.
Okay, before we do new ones though,
You wanna
let's
get
take
them all
all of them out,
Okay.
right?
So he's taking the handle off here and he's just hand tightening it, and then we're going to tighten it down to spec. So we've hand tightened all of the spark plugs, and now we're going to torque them down to spec with 89 to 133 inch-pounds. Why such a wide gap?
That's a great question. I'm not sure why. So we'll go in now. We'll torque down. I've got it set to like 100 foot-pound or 100 inch-pounds.
That word is hard to say.
Now it's tight and the wrench breaks loose.
Last time we ran into that word was when we did our oil change together, and I could not say it to save my life. You can check that out in the link above. So Matt's tightening these down to spec, and you should be able to hear it.
Okay, and then what I do then is I go back with my wrench and I go up a couple pounds, like just a little bit, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go up like 5 more pounds and just give them a little touch.
Why are you doing that?
Just to be sure they're snug, right? Like, cause I mean, we're within torque spec still,
Yeah.
right? We're within the 89 to 133 inch-pounds. So let's just put a little bit on
tighter.
them and make sure they're there, okay? Okay, good.
All right, so those are in. So now we're gonna put the new spark plug wires on. Me and Matt were just talking about how we are using the owner's manual to make sure that the spark plugs were tightened down to the proper spec. And I'll link that below where you can go to find your owner's manual for your bike. But I cannot stress enough, it's really important to be familiar and use that when you're doing any sort of work on your motorcycle. So we've got these guys up next. So we've got our directions here. This came with grease. So we are applying that, okay, to the ends.
What do you mean? Oh, whoops. sorry, I'm like in a hurry.
So we've got grease on that end. We've got our grease applied. Matt's gonna put the first one in.
Down.
So these ones on the
Yeah, outside of the distributor cap, go to your close.
to the close by, and the further away ones on the distributor cap go to your exhaust side. All right, I'm gonna hand you the other two.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're gonna thread this through. Oh. Another satisfying sound.
Did you get it on there?
Yeah. So we've got our new spark plugs in and our new spark plug wires in. We're gonna go ahead and reconnect the tank and put that guy back on, put the seat back on, and we'll be good to go. So now Mike.
Excuse me? Are we married? How long have I known you? Mike. Is that your side action or what?
So Matt. Mike, it's Matt married to the bike.
Exactly, there you go.
Matt is putting this on, which
clips
which separate the spark plug. These are done.